How's it going? Once again, welcome back. If you're taking the time to watch these videos, I greatly appreciate it. I know we're starting small, but once again, that's the way it's supposed to be. I know, like I said, what this is going to turn into, and I'm excited about it. So, today's topic: what is a spiritual awakening? Again, a deep topic. Uh, a religion in itself, believe it or not, in the New Age community. They don't like to think so, but there is religious ideology even in the New Age. What is a spiritual awakening? So this is a deep one, multi-layered. So, let's break it down. It's not what people think as far as being this beautiful thing and oh my God, now, like the rapture, all of a sudden, blink of an eye, everything's different. That is not how anything in reality works. That is not how anything in spirituality works. Okay? Everything is integration and a very slow process. That's how this game is played, just like the game of life. That's how it works. Okay? So, people that want that quick fix, we live in a microwave society. I was going to say religion. Spirituality is crockpot. Growth is crockpot. It takes time, not microwave. Okay? Understand that. Plant yourself in it. Plant the seeds that they may grow in good soil, like the Bible talks about, right? Plant yourself in it and be ready to grow. Growth is tough. If you know anything about life, when do you grow the most? In the toughest situations, the hardest shit that we've ever dealt with, when we grow the most, when we learn the most. The same is true with the spiritual awakening, if not 10 times more intense, 100 times more intense, because there is no illusion anymore. Now you're hitting it raw, same exact, pure, no illusion, truth. Okay? Hurts, pain, emotions, torments, the things that the demons use against us, the energies, the stuff, the emotions that we have not dealt with. Those are our demons. That's what demons are. The control that we give them. When you come into a spiritual awakening, you raise your consciousness to the point where you say, I can no longer blame outside sources for what I'm dealing with, for the creation of my life. At that point, it's no illusion. And you go within. Excuse me. And you get to that point where it's like, okay, who am I really? Who am I? What do I believe? Do I believe what the church and what society, what my family, what my friends, what the culture, do I believe what they have programmed into me? What I've come into agreement with? Or do I believe something different? When you get to that point, you start addressing these things. The religious programming. Do I believe that the whole Christianity and, that Jesus is both the Son of God and God at the same exact time? Hold on a second. Let me think for a second. When you take it in literal perspective, you understand the flawed nature of it. Only when you see it in the truth, unity conscious perspective, can you understand what's being said to you there. When you have seen me, you have seen the Father. I and the Father are one. All of us. All of creation. One with God. That's what an awakening is. Coming to that realization. Okay, man. So you're telling me I am God? No, I'm not saying you're the fullness of God. We've already explained this, but I'm going to keep hitting it. But yes, you are a fractal of it. Of God. The creation, the ability to create and manifest and experience. Yes, you are that. And when you wake up to that, and no longer is God outside of you. No longer are you looking for validation from outside sources, saying, oh, I need this person to say this about me, or I need this achievement so that they'll think this about me. Oh, I need to do this from a God that's outside of me so that I'll have my name in the book of life and won't be thrown into the pit of fire for eternity, eternal torment and separation from God, which could not exist, ladies and gentlemen. It's a fiction. It's not real. You are God. How could you be separated from God when you are God? And again, not the wholeness of God, but that peace. Man, impossibility. Period. It's that simple. When you understand that, you understand hell and heaven are states of consciousness. When you believe those things, that you could be separated from God, and that whatever you know, if you don't believe the certain things, oh, I might have missed one. Hold on, was it the third day, fourth day? Oh, come on, guys. That's not God. You know it's not God, and you can never be separated from God. I and the Father are one. When you get to that point and you realize that, wow, okay, I can't keep blaming outside sources. My mom, my dad, my family, my friends, the people who didn't believe in me, the God who didn't give me the opportunities or open these doors, or you. Choices, consequences. Look in the mirror. Test yourself in the faith. Be honest with yourself. What have I created? Look at it. Absorb it. Don't push it away like you usually do. Absorb it. Okay, there it is. This is what I've created. Identify. How do I fix it? Identify the problems. Okay, man, because I believe this is what I've created. Maybe I need to change my belief system so I don't continue to believe that. And then I stop putting the power outside of myself, and boom, now I take responsibility for my creation. And now I can fix it because I'm not giving the power outside of myself anymore. I'm taking responsibility for my actions. Growth, evolution, progress. Welcome to the next level of your evolution. Some people are not comfortable with that and want to stay in that 3D, God is outside of me, your will be done, Father. All that stuff, man. Hey, like I said, no judgment here. Do that if that's what you're comfortable with. But to awaken spiritually and evolve as a soul, you must eventually come to the truth that you and the Father are one. Unity consciousness. And then comes a responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility. See, that's the thing you guys don't understand about these movies, man. They put the truth in plain sight. Freemasonry, Witchcraft 101. How does it work? They have to identify themselves. They have to reveal to you who they are. You have to see it and be like, whatever. Boom, now you've come into agreement with it. The power of agreement. And you're like, whatever, it's still a cool movie, I want to watch it. I don't care if the subconscious seeds are being planted into me. And if they're telling me the truth, and even though I don't recognize it as truth because I think it's Hollywood, And I'm believing their lie, Hollywood. Look into Hollywood. It's a magic. I mean, the whole I mean, come on. Look into it, you guys. Understand what it's all about and what you're signing up for. Witchcraft. And coming into agreement with the darkness. For them to plant the illusion into your mind, but yet they had to show you the truth, just like the Bible. Little bits of truth wrapped with seeds of lies. Wrapped, unwrapped, and wrapped. Little seeds of truth. The majority of that whole thing you're getting is just a lie. But there's truth in there, so you believe it. That's how it works. So, you've come into an agreement with this darkness. Okay, I was talking about the truth that they put in there. The matrix. The illusion, what I was going to say. The false, some people call it the simulation. That's the term for it nowadays. They call it an ancient Indian Hinduism, excuse me. The Maya, the illusion of separation. In Gnosticism, it's called the demiurge. The creator that does not realize that it's not the creator. The creation thinking it's the creator. Always there's this layer of illusion. In every single one of these religions, break it down, there's always this layer of illusion, and then there is source, the outside of creation. That's what God is. God is outside of creation. God is the thing that is in all things. In all of creation, but yet outside of it. The whole. The one in control. It says in the Bible, God is the one that holds all things together. And it's true. That's how it works. Because everything is God. See what I'm saying? So, but yet there's this layer of illusion that makes you think that you aren't God. Because if everything is God, that means you too. But yet you think that God is outside of yourself. Boom, there it is. There's the false idol. Worship no false idols. Number one rule. Have no God outside of me. Takes a deeper meaning when you understand this. So anything that you've placed your faith in, because faith is not knowing. If you know, you don't need faith because you know. So anything you've placed your faith in, anything that you believe in, B-E-L-I-E, lie, anything that you have believed in, it's all there, man. They put the truth in front of you in plain sight. And you come into agreement with it, and therefore it can have power over you. It's the illusion. It's the matrix. It's the programming. It's what you have come into agreement with. The societal structure that you have come into agreement with. When you wake up from that illusion and you say, oh man, and you take your power back, I don't want to be part of that illusion anymore. I don't want to give my power to that outside of me. When you take your power back, you are able to get to that point of creation. Now you have become a sovereign being. What is God? It says in the Bible that God is sovereign. What does that mean? You guys love to talk about these NPCs, non-player characters, right? These soulless people. These people that are just part of the matrix. Again, the truth is hidden in plain sight. Could it be that that was you at one point in your life? Or maybe at this point in your life? When you come to that realization, see, now if you're still at that point where you don't even realize that, you don't go left unless the sign tells you to. You don't go straight or green, or you see what I'm saying? They don't sit or stand or do anything unless they're being told to do it, which is why they could tell them, go take this shot. And now we see all the consequences of that shot. They don't do anything unless you got to have the free will. You don't have free will. You do what you're told. You're a clone. You're a sheep, as the Bible says. You do what you're told. You are a follower, not a leader. When you are an NPC, a non-player character. Part of the Matrix. Comfortable in the illusion. Don't want to learn. Don't want to grow. That information that's being shared with you, even though it hits you in that spot that you know is truth, you have hardened your heart. What does that mean? Hardened your heart. So now when the truth comes, you believe a lie over the truth because you feel it's more comfortable for you. Living in the illusion. Not awake, asleep. Hence, have not had a spiritual awakening, realizing, still thinking everything is separate, not realizing that all things are one, all things are God, and including you. And so you don't have free will. I know this one hurts, right? What? I don't have free will. Not really. Not really. You're still programmed in the Matrix. You're still feeding the Matrix. You're still that battery. You're still giving your power to the illusion. You have not separated from it and taken your power back. Only when you separate from the illusion and come and have a spiritual awakening are you a sovereign being able to even exercise free will. And that goes deep, 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 deep. But when you understand what I just said to you, welcome to the elevation. Welcome to the awakening. You now realize the truth, and you're not running from it. It doesn't scare you. Everything in Christianity, oh man, there might be a demon in this guy. Listen to what he's saying. He's scaring me. Don't be scared, little sheep. Understand who you are. The Lion of Judah, the Creator, is within you, not outside of you, is within you. And you are the creator of your reality. And anything that you can have created, you can change immediately as soon as you take your power back and become a sovereign being with free will and exercise your free will. And stop giving your power outside of yourself to something you think is God, some part of creation, some book, the biggest idol, the Torah, the Bible, the Quran, the biggest idol, the one that tells you to have no false idol, is the biggest idol itself, the book that you worship, that you think is the Word of God, that you have placed outside of yourself and made this deity that is blood hungry, demands worship and sacrifice, would kill its only son, wants the blood of animals. Oh, that's pleasing to God. What the fuck? Wake up. That ain't God. That's the gods. That's the demiurge in Gnosticism, the books that they took out of the Bible, if you would do some freaking research. I'm sorry, guys. I'm passionate about this. So when you wake up to this, and you wake up from the illusion, you become Neo, man. And it's ugly as hell. You're like, damn, dude, I got wires all plugged into me, and man, I like pain, and it's not all beautiful, and what? Where's the sunset, man? This is ugly. This is darkness. This is the shadow, man. What is this? It's the thing that you have run from, that has become your demon, that now controls you out of fear. worry, regret, shame, guilt, condemnation, judgment. Illusion. When you come to that point that you realize those are just emotions that I have come into agreement with, frequencies way down here, negative energies, demons, archons, and the moment that I choose with my free will, because I am a sovereign being who is God, a fractal of, and I choose with my free will to exercise a new belief system, I come out of agreement with these old belief systems, and I now choose what I feel is right in my heart, what I truly know to be the truth. We're going to have to do a video simply on truth, and I will. It's so deep it needs its own video to even understand what truth is. But that is, truth is, when you come into the truth in alignment with the truth, that is the spiritual awakening. That is the growth, to be able to accept the reality that you are in control of your narrative. That's what it means to be a sovereign being. To be in sovereign control, to execute and exercise your free will. Not God, your will be done. That's the demiurge, man. Religion, the God of religion that wants your sacrifice and obedience and does not want you to grow and evolve as a soul. It takes experience to grow. It takes going to the deep places, going to those shadows that I just now mentioned. The truth, waking up, seeing them, facing them. Okay, this is the trauma that I experienced when I was a child. This is the shame and the guilt and the condemnation. And this is the excuses that the shame that I felt for not doing these certain things and going down these certain paths and becoming the person that I thought I should be, that the world told me that I should be, that my family expected me to be, my friends expected me to be, that I expected me to be. Going into all those places. Not like pushing them away, feeling them. Being like, okay, yeah, dude, I fucked up. There was definitely some choices that I could have made, man, when I should have went left and I went right, or vice versa, that would have led me down a different path, and I would be in that thing that this world, this illusion, this matrix has told me is a good life. That thing that I think that I need, that's outside of myself, that's why I don't have my peace. No. When you understand, okay, yeah, I didn't go down that path. I did go left instead of going right. I did go right instead of going left. I made the choices and suffered the consequences of those actions, and they have made me, the person who exists right here, right now. Every single one of those things taught me something. I learned. I grew. I expanded my consciousness. I became more aware. I evolved. The journey continued. They made me exactly who I am. And that person that I am, I love. I appreciate. I'm thankful for the awareness that I have every single step along this journey to give me the awakening, to give me the truth that I asked for. I said, you know what, man? If we really are some experiment from these aliens and shit, they saw some hominid being on this planet and came down and needed gold and were so highly advanced that they could do some structural DNA whatever and create these beings, the slave race, and that's what we are. We're the offspring of that. If that's the truth, so be it, man. Hit me with it. I just want to know the truth. If that's the level of truth that you are trying to experience, to know gnosis, to know, not have faith or to believe, but to know, if that's the level of commitment to your spiritual growth, welcome to your spiritual awakening. Welcome to going down all of those paths that led you to you, the person that you are today, and being thankful for that, man. Saying, I love that person. I love that dude. I love that woman. You know? I'm thankful for the journey, the experiences, the hardships, because again, that's when we grow the most. And I'm thankful for this next chapter. Today is New Year's Eve. And they want to say that it's the new year tomorrow, but it's not. And if you know this in your subconscious, in your soul, in your spirit, you would know that things don't begin with all the death around. And I say death, but the leaves falling in the winter and all the cold, you know, that's the death of Christ. That's, if you understand that, the December 25th, the reason that that's his birthday, which it's not, but the reason that they say that is because that's the winter solstice, when the sun dies for 3 days and it doesn't move, and then on the third day it's resurrected. Yeah, man. They turned Jesus into a solar deity. That's what that's all about. Pagan, Roman, solar deity. Zeus, Lucifer, the light bringer. It's all the same shit. I'm telling you, we'll get into all this stuff, man. Does that mean Yeshua doesn't exist? Absolutely not. Dude, I told you, following his path is what led me to who I am. What leads all people. And, you know, he was an ascended master. That's who he really was. Buddha, you know, oh man, there's so many of them. I'm trying to think of the guy's name with the Y, but in Hinduism. But anyways, so that's what the spiritual awakening is. And it's not all happen in a blink of an eye, and it's not all fun and games, man. I mean, it sucks, you know what I'm saying? Because you have to like address all the shit that you've been running from. You have to go into those dark places. You got to do the shadow work. The dark night of the soul is what it's called. And dude, sometimes it lasts a year, 2 years. I mean, shit. You got to go through what you got to go through. You got to experience these things, you know what I'm saying? And not run from them. Otherwise, they control you through fear. So you experience them and you deal with them and you heal them, you know what I'm saying? And you'd be like, and who knows, man, you might, because we are in this new earth. Like I said, the age of Aquarius here. And the real earth, the real beginning, the real new year is, it's going to start in March, but it's April 1st. But the spring equinox is we're going to feel those new transformational energies coming in. That's the real new year. So that's when things really going to hit. I guarantee you, this YouTube channel, everything, all the kind of the truth is going to start. That's what people are going to start searching for. And when they hear it, is it going to resonate with them? Because that's how you know the truth. Like I said, I got to do a whole video just on what the truth is. So that's what a spiritual awakening is, and it's not fun. It does require growth, but like I was saying, now that we're in the new earth, and the energies are not as dense, the Mother Earth is raising her frequency. So maybe it's not going to, because I was doing that spiritual awakening stuff in those dense energies, and man, it took years. But now that the frequencies are higher, maybe you could get there a lot quicker. You can. I know you can. I wouldn't be led to be saying what I'm saying if it wasn't true. So you can. You could do it much quicker. What used to take years takes months when you realize who you are. Right? Sovereign being, take your power back. Holy shit. Wow. Okay. This is real. It's scary being in the present moment. Oh my God. Wow. Here I am. I've been running from this. No YouTube, no movie, no music, no conversation, no here and now, in the present moment. They call it the present because it is a gift. This is where the power is, right here, right now. The past does not exist. The future does not exist. All you have and ever have had is right here, right now, the present moment. The eternal, right here, right now. That's all there is. The past doesn't exist. The future doesn't exist. There's here and now. That's it. The present moment. Here is where the power lies. Here is where you hear that still small voice. Here is where the kingdom is at hand. Right here, right now, being present, being a sovereign being, being able to exercise your free will, standing in your authority. This is where the power is. In the present moment, being the creator. What do I want to create? Who am I? I first must know who I am. Who are you? Moses asked God. I am that I am. What? I am. I exist. I am the present moment. I am existence, awareness, consciousness, energy. I am. I am eternal. I always have been. I always will be. I am. I told you guys, man, I'm not speaking from a place of hope and faith. No, this is gnosis. I know what I'm sharing with you to be true, like I told you in the very first video. This is the spiritual awakening, but it takes time to get there. This is enlightenment, embodying the light, but holding that light, that frequency way up here is, man, when I was down here, some be like, I love you. What? It hurts, man. Like, damn, what? You love me? The fuck you just say to me, bro? Real talk, man. I was that dude. Like, don't give me no love. What? Soft ass, weak ass, huh? It's scary, man. It hurts. It hurts. It takes practice. It takes embodiment to be enlightened, to hold this frequency of light and love and joy and peace, to hold it, not experience it. Oh, there it is again. Hold it, man. Embody it, to live it. 32 minutes. There we are. Because like I said, I don't want to make these videos too long. Did you catch it? That's the spiritual awakening. And that's what it is to not be awakened, to be asleep, and to put that power outside of yourself. It's hard to hold that light, that frequency. It's like, damn, the spiritual awakening is tough. It's not for everybody. It's not fun. Some people like that denseness, that 3D, man, I'm telling you. And like I said, that will continue for them if that's what they choose. Because we do all have free will. We do, right? Even in that lower state, like I was saying, when you having free will and exercising your free will are different. I hope I illustrated that today. Because to actually exercise your free will, you must be sovereign. And that takes being awake, not being asleep in the matrix. And there, man, got to do the shadow work. Got to embody love. First, you must love thyself, know thyself, in order to embody that. So, that's that. That is a spiritual awakening. That is the true spiritual awakening. And, yeah, that's what it is. On to the next one. Love you guys. Continue to grow and evolve as a soul.